Tonight, the city wants to ease congestion, but they might just be creating consternation.
Asking people to stay and spend money they don't have and to spend time that they no longer have because they have to come in to the downtown core 4 days a week is absurd.
A planned campaign asking public servants to linger a little and enjoy downtown is not going over well with its target audience. A dangerous incident last week at a city wading pool is adding weight to the drowning prevention measures shared every summer.
We see more drowning incidents in open water settings like lakes and rivers, so those are particularly at risk.
The reminders all parents, boaters, and swimmers should hear. And pushback from the Premier.
Maybe one day you're going to need our help like you did last year, and we deployed the people.
Doug Ford's strong message for the U.S. president after Donald Trump doubles down on his tariff threat over Canada's wildfire management. Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking news. U.S. President Donald Trump is escalating the trade war, signing an executive order to impose a new 50% tariff on some Canadian goods. This all happened in just the last hour. CTV's Austin Lee joins us live now with the details on this, Austin.
Patricia, according to Trump administration officials, this latest round of tariffs is in response to what the White House is calling discriminatory trade policies, with the levies set to come into effect on August 19th. The American officials pointing to provincial bans on American alcohol, supply management on dairy products, and quotas on American cars coming into Canada. As for the reasons for the latest tariffs, those are the reasons they gave. Now, the new duties hitting things like Canadian dairy, a long list of alcohol products, cement, and many more other goods. Those same American officials say Trump is using part of the Tariff Act of 1930, which empowers the president to impose tariffs of up to 50% on countries that discriminate against U.S. commerce. Now, those tariffs will not apply to energy, some potash products, and some other goods such as fish and critical minerals. They will also not be stacked on top of existing steel and aluminum tariffs. CTV News has reached out to the Prime Minister's office. We've also reached out to Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc's office for a response. We are still waiting to hear back. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Austin Lee live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, the threat of tariffs was already in play today, with U.S. President Donald Trump again threatening to punish Canada for the wildfire smoke drifting south. In northern Ontario, there are nearly 200 wildfires burning, many out of control. At least one First Nation is reporting widespread damage. And as evacuations continue, Premier Doug Ford is calling out Trump's comments. Here's CTV's Mike LeCouture.
Send up some water bombers. Send up some wildland firefighters.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford says instead of the threat of tariffs, President Trump should send help to fight the wildfires. It came after the U.S. leader said he spoke to Prime Minister Mark Carney about the smoke that was blanketing some American cities.
We got to stop the fires up there. If we can help them, we'll help them. But maybe they should pay us some damages or something, or we should do some tariffs.
That suggestion drew this response from Ford.
Rather than criticize and threaten Canada, your closest friends, maybe one day you're going to need our help like you did last year, and we deployed the people. I get frustrated just listening to that bunch of rubbish.
Prime Minister Carney did talk to Trump at Sunday's soccer match. In a statement, his office said the Prime Minister provided an update on the wildfire management and the comprehensive approach taken to ensure the safety of all Canadians and Americans.
You have to take his threat seriously, even though it is nonsense.
Brian Clow is the former Deputy Chief of Staff to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He believes Canadian officials have been reaching out to their U.S. counterparts.
They are reacting calmly, factually, providing information to the Americans to try to bring the temperature down.
A sign that perhaps it's working. Pete Hoekstra made a toast to the Canada-U.S. relationship over some American whiskey in Edmonton. While he didn't weigh in on CUSMA negotiations, he was optimistic about bilateral trade.
We're going to end up with a deal between two large trading partners.
And it seems the latest threats haven't derailed other joint projects. Hoekstra said he'll be at Friday's opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge with Canadian officials. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
And stay with CTV News for continuing coverage of the wildfires in northwestern Ontario, developments on tariffs and the trade war as well. You can find those updates on radio. Tune into News Talk 580 CFRA and CTV News channel at any hour. Well, turning now to a city campaign that is causing controversy tonight. It's meant to encourage federal public servants to spend more time downtown at the end of the workday this fall, with the goal of easing congestion on transit and roads. But it hasn't even started, and already it has workers talking for all the wrong reasons. CTV's Leah Rock is here with more on this tonight. Leah.
Well, Patricia, the city has a $29 million plan to address a surge of public servants returning to the office in the fall. Part of it is a $50,000 ad campaign, but union leaders and transit users and some councillors are calling it tone deaf.
Ken Crowther says commuting from Canada to downtown can be a headache.
I'm just stuck on the better busing or better ways to bus. That ruined my life, that whole thing. Coming home was ridiculous. It was like the Hunger Games.
The federal public servant fears packed roads and buses will only get worse come September as more workers return to the office.
Yeah, it's concerning to me.
But the city is launching a $50,000 campaign, encouraging employees to stay downtown after work to address the additional pressures on the transit system and the roads.
I don't know if it'll work, but it's not a bad idea. The more people lingering around is good for everybody down here, I guess.
The objective, encouraging workers and visitors to extend their time in the area in order to spread the egress from downtown over a longer period.
For me personally, it doesn't work because I have young kids, so I'm trying to get out as fast as I can. And if I'm going to linger, it's going to be lunchtime.
But there is concern from councillors that this ad campaign targets the wrong messaging.
Here are all the investments that are being made to stabilize the system, which I do believe is very good. That's what we should be championing in the media and in exterior communications to let people know how their local bus routes, how the LRT will be better.
I think it's really foolish.
The Public Service Alliance of Canada calls the campaign out of touch.
Somehow asking people to stay and spend money they don't have and to spend time that they no longer have because they have to come in to the downtown core 4 days a week is absurd.
As for public servants like Jim Button, who comes in from Orleans, the best thing the city can do to help him? Open the Eastern Extension.
I've been watching the train go back and forth for I don't know how long now, but it'd be nice when it actually happens.
In a statement late this afternoon, the city says it is working closely with OC Transpo to complement its transit communications work by reinforcing key travel information and helping residents understand the full range of transportation options available to them. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Leah Rock live for us tonight. Thank you. Meantime, the federal government is looking for more office space with public servants working in person 4 days a week. Some departments have delayed the return to office mandate because of a lack of space. Public Services and Procurement Canada is now looking for buildings to lease or buy in the National Capital Region. We have extended coverage of the return to office mandate and how the city is preparing for that influx of workers this fall. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, more weight to the messages we hear every summer at this time. National Drowning Prevention Week in Canada comes just 2 days after two scary incidents around Ottawa. Thankfully, no one died, but the message being underlined today, drowning is preventable. CTV's Dylan Dyson joins us with more on this. Dylan.
Yeah, Patricia, every year in our city, drownings pick up around May when the weather begins to warm, with 2/3 of those incidents happening in lakes, ponds, or rivers. And the two biggest factors involved when these incidents turn tragic is a lack of supervision and life jackets. Grabbing a life jacket for her son was the first thing Harriet Klumper did when arriving at Westboro Beach.
They give them out for free right over there in the lifeguard stand.
It's a simple but important step when having fun around water.
I'm not 100% confident in my boys' swimming abilities yet, but also this is a new environment for them. There's like waves and, like my friend was saying, there's kind of like currents, and so just because I'm not fully confident in them, I just wanted to have that level of safety.
Monday marks the start of National Drowning Prevention Week in Canada, a concern that resurfaces every summer.
We see approximately 450 Canadians dying by drowning every year, and then about 4 times that in non-fatal drowning incidents requiring hospital care.
Ottawa police say so far in 2026, 4 people in the city have died from drowning. The latest scare, a near-drowning incident Friday at Sylvia Holden Park, where a young girl was found face down in a wading pool. City officials say a lifeguard was on duty.
This is exactly why we need to ensure that people are educated and are paying attention. I think we're all tired of hearing the stories. It was just 10 seconds. It was just seconds, and we see an unfortunate tragedy.
And Saturday in Cumberland, Ottawa firefighters were called for a water rescue after a boater was forced to jump ship and swim to shore after his boat filled with rain during a heavy storm.
Check your weather app, put the alerts on if you're out on a boat so you know what's coming, and check it before you go as well, because this individual was out on the water and it turned quick and they became in distress very fast.
And when it comes to children around water, the warning is that drowning can happen in seconds.
The big thing nowadays is the phone. So if you have kids in the water, put your phone down. It's such a distraction. Keep your eyes on your kids because drownings happen extremely fast.
When it comes to open water, Ottawa Fire Services says the #1 spot every year requiring water rescues is the Deschenets Rapids along the Ottawa River. They also encourage people hosting family events or gatherings around pools or beaches to hire a lifeguard for an extra set of eyes. Patricia.
And I love that you talked to that one mom whose child was in a life jacket on the beach, but when I'm at the beach, I don't see that very often.
You don't see it very often. I didn't see it very often today either, but it's good to know that those beaches have those life jackets for free for parents who do want to use them.
Yeah, absolutely. Another layer of protection. Thank you, Dylan. CTV's Dylan Dyson live for us tonight as we take a live look now through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It was certainly beach weather today, 23 degrees out there right now. A beautiful evening in Ottawa as we go up to the balcony for our first check on the forecast where Jackie is standing by.
That's right, Patricia. We are getting a live look at our weather from the Capitol Barbecue patio. And you did mention it, that with that sunshine, it felt like quite the beach day. Things have changed a little bit now that we have more cloud cover it, and that's because a weather system has affected parts of eastern Ontario. So you can see that around Pembroke that we did anticipate in this afternoon, a little bit of rain moving through. It won't quite hit here in Ottawa. Right now, though, not much in terms of humidity. Temperatures about 24 degrees here in the capital. Cornwall, Brockville as well. Kingston 22, Trenton 23 degrees, but factor in that humidity, it's about 2 or 3 degrees warmer. Now, overnight conditions, you can leave the windows open tonight. 16 degrees is the overnight lows, a few clouds in the sky. Tomorrow, we are anticipating a daytime high of about 25 degrees. And by the time mid-morning, afternoon rolls in, things are going to change significantly. We are anticipating 10 to 20 millimeters of rain and significant winds with gusts up to 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. So yes, there is a likely chance that we could see severe thunderstorm watch or warning in place. We'll get to those details for you in just a bit. Patricia.
Well, for a brief time, there was more water surrounding a popular West End pool than in it. The Corkstown Pool building hit by Canada Day floodwaters, which submerged its parking lot and damaged its change rooms, is now reopening. The main pool and separate waiting pools are located at 61 Corkstown Road. Fortunately, the pools themselves were not damaged. Here's CTV's Camille Wilson.
This is what the Corkstown Pool looked like on Canada Day. Flash floods turning the parking lot into a river, forcing the pool to close because of damage to the parking lot and change rooms.
Parking lot completely washed away. And so, yeah, they've been closed for nearly a month.
Monday, the pool finally reopening with repairs complete.
It's nice that it is finally open again.
I was really pleased. I thought that given the severity of the flooding, I wasn't sure if it would open at all. So we're very excited. Hence, we're here on the very first day of opening.
Sarah Arsenault and son Nicholas live a couple minutes away and are glad they can once again bike to their neighborhood pool, where they spend a lot of time in the summer.
My husband grew up swimming here. He grew up in the neighborhood, so it's kind of a little bit of a tradition. So we enjoy coming here quite a bit. It's a lovely pool.
Area Councillor Teresa Kavanaugh says city staff worked quickly to complete the repairs.
There was a million things going on for Public Works right now, but this was Parks, and they pulled it off. They got it done, and by just putting in gravel, they didn't have to pave it right away. That wasn't necessary. It was about the accessibility to get to the pool.
The community grateful to have it open again.
Okay, you guys ready? My grandkids come every year, and we always come to this pool because it's not really crowded. So this is our tradition, coming to this pool.
We were very excited when we saw the announcement with that, just because it's a place that we come to quite often. We have passes for the summer.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
Still ahead, go west and go high. A new building going up on Richmond will be one of the tallest in Ottawa, close to Westboro, close to the LRT, and expected to draw attention. That story coming up. Well, police are investigating after a man was seriously injured in an assault in the Byward Market over the weekend. It happened in the area of Cumberland Street and George Street around 6:15 last night. A 35-year-old man was found with a head injury. He was taken to hospital in serious but stable condition. There's no word on any arrests. This was the second violent incident in the area in just over 24 hours. On Saturday, a man was found with a laceration to his face just across the street. A 37-year-old man from Alfred and Plantagenet Township is facing several charges after a string of suspicious fires in Hawkesbury. Ontario Provincial Police responded to 4 fires in the area yesterday morning. They were all set outdoors. No one was injured. Well, inflation slowed to 2.8% in June, driven by a decrease in gas prices, but that may be short-lived. However, even with inflation down overall, the cost of a lot of our staples is still rising. CTV's Genevieve Beauchemin reports.
The shopping list of price increases for grocery staples in June includes fresh and frozen chicken up 5.7% compared to May, and bread rolls and buns cost 6% more. Overall, the price tag to feed a family continues to rise, June marking the 17th consecutive month that the inflation in grocery prices outpaced the all-item consumer price index.
Over the last 5 years, prices have increased 20%. Grocery prices have increased 30%.
In June, the price of fresh fruits like grapes helped lessen the gap. And the large increases of the cost of tomatoes of the last year and a half have slowed. Still, one that cost $1.20 then now costs $1.80. And there could be a wild card for upcoming fruit and vegetable prices. And that's whether wildfire smoke impacts crops.
For tomatoes, they will be forming and growing, and that could make for smaller tomatoes or fewer tomatoes. So we don't know. It's very difficult to measure.
Now, that higher price tag has widespread implications. It may be midsummer, but back-to-school shopping is already on.
It was about $130, and I'm not done.
Aid groups say families struggling to fill grocery baskets have little left to fill backpacks.
When you have to choose between paying your bills, between paying your rent, or with feeding your family, you know, school supplies down the list.
And while the cost of grocery baskets were up 3.9% in June, the overall inflation slowed to 2.8%, in large part driven by gas prices. In June, there were diplomatic talks and an interim ceasefire that was announced in the conflict in Iran. Renewed tensions have already seen prices at the pump rise this month. And the cost of travel-related services also went up, particularly in Toronto and Vancouver, World Cup host cities, where hotel room costs rose. Genevieve Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
Well, coming up, we meet a 90-year-old Ottawa pickleball player inspiring others both on and off the court. Just amazing. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Again, we are anticipating more precipitation heading to our region tomorrow. Taking a look at tomorrow, 7 a.m. Yeah, mainly sunny skies, but bring the umbrella because by noon we could already start to see perhaps some light rain. The humidity levels could feel closer to 30. And by 4 p.m., while it will cool, there is a chance of the thunderstorm risk moving through. Again, 10 to 20 millimeters of rain in store for our Tuesday. Here's a live look at our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. A little bit of a peaks of sun moving in. This is a beautiful shot of Kaweki Point. 24 degrees is the current temperature.
Someone's pulled off the ultimate comfort crime.
CTV and Move 100's $15,000 comfort heist.
Track the daily clues, and you could win a $15,000 Lazy Boy room makeover.
Visit Lazy Boy Canada, Cedarville, and Hunt Club for exclusive bonus clues.
Want to be sitting pretty?
Submit your daily guess at ctvottawa.ca or move100ottawa.ca.
CTV and Move 100's $15,000 comfort heist.
Brought to you by Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston.
Comfort that fits your life.
Well, it is feeling like a summer Monday tonight because everything seems to be moving pretty well on the roads this evening. More than a few people taking this week off, no doubt. The 90-year-old Ottawa woman is proving it is never too late to pick up a new sport. Balquides, who does not look 90, by the way, is one of the busiest players at the Valley Stream Pickleball Club out in Nepean, and she's on the court nearly every day, playing for hours at a time. She only took up the sport 7 years ago. That's after prioritizing staying active following a heart bypass surgery some 25 years ago, and she has some advice for anyone in a similar situation.
Don't feel sorry for yourself. Get up, enjoy life.
That's the way I look at it, you know. I don't want to sit at home. Do something. Anything.
I love this. Quita celebrated her 90th birthday at the club last week. Members and friends say her positive attitude and love of the game make her an inspiration both on and off the court. And she is really moving out there too, which is just amazing to see. So, Jackie, as we are about to head up to you, we still have some time before we have to worry about that. Look at this beautiful day here to start the work week in Ottawa. The sun shining over the Rideau River today, many taking advantage of the perfect summer weather to get outside. But as Jackie mentioned earlier, there are some showers still on the way today. So maybe today we should have been out on the pickleball court doing our thing. Tomorrow, maybe not so great, but she's out there almost every day, 5 days a week, she says, through the morning. She just takes Saturday and Sunday off, Jackie, so pretty inspiring stuff.
Very inspiring, and I love the advice she gave. Just try to enjoy every day and take advantage. You could still take advantage today, Patricia, and everyone watching at home. Yes, there are a little bit more winds, cooler temperatures as well, but bring a light jacket. There is no rain for this evening here in Ottawa, but look at temperatures right now, 24 degrees. Sunset again, 8:45. We saw views at Kaweki Point, even other advantage points. They are really nice for the sunsets this evening. You did mention, though, the key word here, rain for tomorrow. Yes, we are anticipating some rain moving through, but it's going to be partly cloudy skies for our overnight lows, about 16, 18 degrees, cool winds as well. So as mentioned, you could keep those windows open just to keep that fresh air coming in overnight. But tomorrow, daytime highs will be about 25 here in the capital, about 23 along the Seaway. Humidity levels at times by noon, it could reach about 30 or feel like 30. And with this will come the anticipated rainfall moving in. And could be a risk of some thunderstorms. This gives you a snapshot of what we can anticipate for Tuesday morning. So by Deep River, there is some weather activity, not so much for Ottawa, mainly sunny skies, I should say, even including Smiths Falls, but Renfrew, Pembroke, starting to see some clouds moving in. It's around 2 p.m. that it will be mainly cloudy for Ottawa. Smiths Falls, though, could already start to see a little bit of rain moving through. Bancroft, pay attention to where that weather system moves. It will really move throughout Ottawa, and you can see by 4 p.m. it's really splitting up. And so we could see some isolated thunderstorms, pop-up showers as well that will carry us into 5 o'clock, where we could see heavy rain moving in, especially along the Brockville, Cornwall area. This is likely going to clear by the time Wednesday midnight rolls around, but we could still see more rain moving through. So all in all, 10 to 20 millimeters of rain is what's anticipating. Now, right now, across Canada, 24 in Fredericton, Charlottetown, mainly sunny at 22 degrees. There is still that warm up down by Windsor at 26, mix of sun and cloud, Toronto at 26 degrees. The rain already moving in from Thunder Bay, Winnipeg as well, with the risk of thunderstorm at 25 degrees. So really in the prairies, you're seeing a lot of that active weather move through. 22, 23 degrees, the anticipated daytime high. Now here's a look at our 7-day forecast, brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. We are anticipating tomorrow a daytime high of 25 degrees, and a reminder, mix of sun and cloud, 10 to 20 millimeters of rain anticipated to move through. Things are going to cool overnight into Wednesday, where temperatures are going to be about 15 degrees. And as we take a closer look now at Wednesday, 21, cooler overnight 11. Thursday, Friday, though, lots of sun and cloud. CTV and Move 100 present the $15,000 comfort heist. Items from Lazy Boy Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston have been stolen, and it's up to you to track them down. Now follow the daily cues, crack the case, and uncover the secret location of the stolen goods for your chance to win $15,000 to spend at Lazy Boy. Want an edge? Well, visit Lazy Boy Canada, Searville, or Hunt Club for exclusive bonus clues to help solve the mystery. Now, here's today's clue. The clue word is dock. Again, clue word dock. Head to ctvottawa.ca and submit your guess of the secret location. Wishing you the best of luck. So again, enjoy today, take advantage of today. That's wonderful advice, and you can see that the wind is already starting to pick up, but you just need a light jacket. Again, the sun setting at 8:45 this evening. Patricia.
Maybe it's because we're working this week, but I'm already looking ahead to Saturday and how good it looks. So if you could just lock that down, because I might plan to be on a dock on Saturday, that would be really great.
No problem. I'll promise you that.
Thanks, Jackie.
When you live in the city, you have to expect this.
Well, coming up, a high-rise will soon tower over a popular Ottawa neighborhood, but nearby residents have mixed opinions on the development.
Tonight, a cross-border clash over wildfire smoke.
I get frustrated just listening to that bunch of rubbish.
The reality check on Donald Trump's criticism and the new tariffs he's imposed on Canada. Later on CTV National News, and watch on Crave.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
Sips and sparkles. Win with Move 100 and CTV.
You and 3 friends could be headed out on a night to remember. You each get a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers.
Plus, enjoy an incredible dinner at the Luxe Riviera Ottawa.
Enter now at our contest page at move100ottawa.ca.
Sips and sparkles with Move 100, CTV, and Charm Diamond Centers.
A little charm goes a long way.
One of Ottawa's tallest buildings is starting to go up near Westboro at 37 stories and with hundreds of units. It will be the largest in the area and located next to a future key transit hub. West Orchard Urban Rentals is currently being built at 1047 Richmond Road near Woodroffe Avenue. CTV's Kimberly Johnson has reaction from the community.
Celine Calra is watching the construction on Richmond Road closely.
It's very fascinating. I wish I could go down there and they could explain what they're doing.
At first, she was concerned about the plans to build a new high-rise building at 1047 Richmond Road. But now she's accepted it.
Too bad that it's right next door to my home, but at the same time, when you live in the city, you have to expect this. And at first, we were not too pleased about it, but now it's like, okay, it's coming up and we've accepted it. We'll have new neighbors.
The building will be one of the largest in the neighborhood at 37 stories with 425 rental units, including 15 affordable ones.
We do believe that this is a really important node in Ottawa.
The developer says it is the right location, with the site right across from the future New Orchard LRT station.
Great connectivity, amazing waterfront trails, access and views to the Ottawa River, bike routes, walking trails. We're really excited about this.
There are some residents who are not in favor of this building. One resident I spoke with, who would not go on camera, cited concerns about obstructed views and the construction itself. But the area's councillor says that this will provide much needed housing in a popular area.
It will be a place for people to live right next to a transit station, and that's good news because we do need housing. There are affordable units that are going to be in it. We negotiated that as well.
According to Councillor Kavanagh, there are plans to build a second 37-story tower at the site in the future. The development company says there will also be a park and retail spaces on the ground floor of the building.
I'm okay with it. I'm looking forward to the LRT being there, obviously, because there'll be more people in the area, and we're going to have to get around somehow.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
In tonight's Big Picture, a land artist is paying tribute to the 2026 World Cup champions in spectacular fashion. Dario Gambarin used a tractor and plow to carve a 200-meter-high trophy and the word España in his field near Verona, Italy. He says he dedicated his creation to the universal value of sport and its ability to unite people and nations. Over the years, Gambarin has portrayed many prominent political and historical figures, including Pope Leo, Pope Francis, Barack Obama, and Nelson Mandela. Well, now some other stories you need to know right now. Community groups are calling on the city to explore acquiring a golf course in Canada to prevent a planned development. ClubLink, the owner of the Canada Golf and Country Club, has a plan to build 1,500 homes on the property. For years, the city pushed back, citing a 1981 agreement to keep 40% of the course as green space. It tried to take its fight all the way to the Supreme Court, but lost, clearing the way for the development. Community groups in the area are now asking the city to conduct a study to examine options around acquiring the land and how that could be financed. Ottawa travelers will be able to fly directly to a sunny destination this winter. WestJet is set to launch service between the Ottawa International Airport and Liberia, Costa Rica, on December 20th. The flights will operate once a week. Porter will also be bringing back its daily nonstop flights between Ottawa and Liberia this winter. The new Italian restaurant is coming to the city's West End. Scatterbush Italian Kitchen and Bar is set to open its first location in Ottawa, Canada Centrum. The restaurant chain serves traditional Italian fare, including fresh pasta and pizza. It will open sometime in September. Beginning today, some Canadians will see an increase of roughly 2% to their federal child benefit payment. That means eligible parents with kids under 6 years old will receive up to $8,157 per child. For those with kids between 6 and 17 years old, it comes out $6,883 per child. Roughly 3.6 million Canadians will see their payments increase. The Canada Child Benefit is adjusted to inflation. Well, congratulations are in order for Brooke Henderson, the golfer from Smiths Falls, posting these photos on social media of her engagement to minor league pitcher Ricky Castro. The couple met in Naples, Florida, and have been dating since March 2025.
Here's Bryson Barnes looking for the first touchdown of the game, and they've got it. Touchdown, Red Blacks.
Unfortunately, no congratulations for the Ottawa Red Blacks. A close one at TD Place last night, but they are still looking for their first win of the season. They were up 17 points in the fourth quarter, but Winnipeg stormed back, sending the game into overtime. And in the end, the Red Blacks lost 36-34. They have now dropped their first 6 games of the season. They have a bye week next week. They're back at TD Place on July 31st, hosting the Montreal Alouettes.
I'm buying for 2, and it was about $130, and I'm not done.
It may be July, but some parents are already raising concerns about back-to-school shopping costs. More on what parents need to know just ahead.
Get the latest live, local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, it really seems like summer vacation just started, but some parents are already thinking about back to school and shopping, and the lists are long while the costs are getting higher. Here's CTV's Denise Roberts.
The back-to-school displays are up, and parents are out looking for deals.
A lot of erasers, Sharpies, pens, pencils, colors, highlighters, Scotch tape, and the list goes on.
It all adds up, especially when there's multiplication involved.
I'm buying for 2, and it was about $130, and I'm not done.
We don't have a choice, says this parent. If our child arrives at school without them, we'll get a note telling us what's missing and what we need to buy. But more families are having a hard time affording what's on those lists, according to Anne-Marie Etier of Regroupement Partage.
When you have to choose between paying your bills, between paying your rent, or with feeding your family, you know, school supplies down the list.
The nonprofit's Operation Sac à Dos campaign outfits children in need with a lunchbox and backpack filled with everything from calculators to pens and notebooks. Etier says since the pandemic, the demand for their services has surged, even in households where both parents are employed.
So this year we're helping 12,000 kids throughout the provinces, but this is not nearly close as the demands. So we could be helping 6 times that much children.
And while the goods packed in here are valued at $185, the cost of sending kids back to school is far more. The Retail Council of Canada estimates the average cost, including electronics, runs between $600 and $750 per child. And parents are feeling the pressure, according to their annual school shopping survey.
When we look at the main sentiment themes that came out of the survey, definitely affordability was that defining issue. In fact, as I said, more than 9 in 10 parents say that it feels more expensive, with 53% actually telling us it's a lot more expensive.
While other factors like inflation may be adding to the load, Etier says programs like Operation Sac à Dos are needed to ease the burden for parents and their kids.
It gives them a lot of confidence. It puts them on the same pedestal as their friend when they start the year.
Giving them the tools to succeed. Denise Roberts, CTV News.
Returning now to one of our top stories, lower gas prices helped to bring inflation down in June. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more.
Inflation for June came in at 2.8%, down from 3.2% in May. The Middle East conflict spiked oil prices in the spring, but between May and June, they were down 10%. Prices for travelers' accommodation in Ontario and BC were both up about 20% in June. Both cities hosted World Cup games. Food prices grew at a slower pace. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.10 US. West Texas Intermediate is up to $83 US a barrel. Western Canadian Select up over $3 to $68.35. And the TSX lost 303 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
We're losing that competitiveness because other countries are really stepping up.
Canada falling behind as a destination for clinical trials. Just ahead, we'll have more on the hurdles and why experts say getting back on track is vital.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
With a laid-back vibe.
where foodies love their sweets,
And markets bursting with flavor.
wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future,
Meets the past.
where people come together.
Always proud
Often loud. Whee!
and positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Clinical trials often offer patients hope when no other treatments are available, but one group says Canada's prominence in clinical trials is slipping. CTV's health reporter Pauline Chan has more.
In some disease areas like oncology, it can mean a difference between life and death. A clinical trial is an opportunity for Canadians to access new innovative medicines, cutting-edge therapies and specialized care.
Pharmacist Bettina Hamlin of Innovative Medicines Canada worries that Canada's once leading role as a place to hold clinical trials is slipping.
And we're losing that competitiveness because other countries are really stepping up and attracting clinical trials into their jurisdictions.
That's despite Canada having top universities, renowned researchers, and excellent hospitals.
It takes on average 2 years for Canadians to then access that medicine. And so that time lapse is not very attractive for companies to invest in clinical trials in Canada because it takes so long to then actually bring the medicines to Canadians. Other countries, they make it available on the market as soon as the regulators have determined that a medicine is safe and effective.
Another factor that's come up is President Trump's call to give the U.S. most favored nation status.
They want to get the guaranteed lowest price of any country. And historically, Canadians have paid a lot less. So some companies may not want to launch a new medicine and set a low bar that may affect their market in the American market, for example.
Barry Stein knows the importance of access to clinical trials. He was diagnosed with colon cancer in 1995 and went through 2 clinical trials, one in California, one in Montreal.
What we believe is that we have to improve the way we do things in Canada to encourage investment in life sciences and ultimately in new products that patients can avail themselves of in Canada.
He says streamlining the process, such as Ontario has done with its FAST program, accelerating access to certain cancer drugs, will help not only patients, but also the healthcare industry. And Hamlin says those skilled jobs and investment in medical research are a big part of Canada's economy. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Coming up, a young fan gets to take a selfie with a pop star at Ottawa Bluesfest. I bet you can guess which one. Details just ahead. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Taking a look at the next 3 days, yes, we are anticipating precipitation to move through 5 to 10 millimeters of rain, but we are anticipating a risk of thunderstorms moving in. Now for Wednesday, there is a likeliness we could see showers in the early part of our morning. But by the time Thursday rolls around, it'll be sunny skies, 25 degrees. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 24 degrees out right now, the sun shining down on Queckie Point.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Take your weekend pass. We've got the Bronco Sport for it.
Tomorrow on Your Morning Ottawa, with more extreme weather impacting the capital, we learn how you can put together an emergency kit. Tune in on CTV or stream us live on Crave. It all starts at 6.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, American Ninja Warrior, and the quiz with balls. Here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
There's no amount of money that you can invest in an ad campaign to try and push people to stay longer.
A city planned to launch an ad campaign to encourage public servants to stay downtown after work to not overwhelm public transit is not going over well with those it is targeting.
We see more drowning incidents in open water settings like lakes and rivers, so those are particularly at risk. There's less controls in those environments.
A reminder about how dangerous the water can be as National Drowning Prevention Week gets underway.
Crossed my fingers knowing that there was a million things going on for Public Works right now, but this was Parks and they pulled it off. They got it done.
A West End pool reopens nearly 3 weeks after it was surrounded by flash floods on Canada Day. Wild pictures there. Final check on the weather, a little bit of rain in the forecast. Nothing like that, Jackie?
Nothing like that, but we are anticipating a chance of thunderstorm risk moving through. So taking a look at tomorrow, 19 mainly sunny skies to kick things off, but by noon we are expecting more clouds to roll in. And yes, by the afternoon, early evening, we could see between 5 to 10 millimeters of rain, but they're going to come very quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a severe thunderstorm warning or watch in place for the afternoon. 25, the anticipated daytime high. Overnight into Wednesday, 15 degrees. The chance of showers for Wednesday will likely be in the early part of our morning, but by the time Wednesday evening into Thursday and Friday, we will likely see sunnier, clearer skies, and potentially will take us to Saturday, Patricia, because I know you want to get on the dock on Saturday. We want to bring you an incredible summer night out with Sips and Sparkles. Now, one lucky winner and 3 friends will each receive a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers. Then head out for an amazing dinner at Riviera, Ottawa. Enter now at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win this incredible experience. Good luck.
All right, and we want to check in now and see what our late team is working on for tonight. CTV's Stefan Keys will be on the desk at 11:30.
Yeah, thank you, Patricia. Well, tonight we will be working on a story, bring you a story about expenses from a former minister in hot water for billing taxpayers for luxury hotel stays in Toronto, raising eyebrows because he lives in Toronto. A closer look, bringing more revelations with records showing Stan Cho was using his political donors' money to eat at luxury restaurants and stay in hotels here in Ontario, but also out west in Alberta. Ottawa MPP John Fraser, who also serves as interim Liberal leader, says Cho is living a life of the rich and famous, not only on the taxpayers' dime, but also the dime of his donors. So we'll bring you the very latest on that tonight at 11:30, and you can always catch up on the news of the day by visiting our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca.
All right, good stuff. Thank you. It's been a big, 10 days in Ottawa with the biggest festival, of course, happening, biggest music festival. Finally wrapping up, Bluesfest. We were kind of like, why are we so tired on a Monday? Maybe Bluesfest has something to do with it. It was certainly a memorable time for one young fan. So this was Saturday night. Gwen Stefani was the headliner, and for fan Grace, it was actually her first ever concert. She was invited up on stage for a quick chat with the pop star. Her brother had a sign to grab Gwen's attention, and it actually worked. As the 9-day festival came to an end yesterday with the final day featuring an all-Canadian lineup, the Guess Who was the headliner last night. The Guess Who closing things down last night on the RBC main stage at LeBreton Flats. There were also some extra festivities and free programming yesterday to mark Ottawa's 200th birthday. including a drone show, which took place right before the Guess Who started performing. Ottawa landmarks lit up in the night sky for the fans in attendance. So that was pretty cool. I was not there last night. Were you guys there last night?
No.
I was,
You
and I
were?
got to see that drone show live in person. It was really nice to see.
And you were there Saturday night?
There Saturday night.
We were.
We were. Saw Gwen Stefani in that pink and the black. I was like, okay, we're getting those vibes.
Oh, there's the pink happening today. First concert for both of you, remember?
For in life and sync.
And sync.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, those are good ones.
Yeah.
Man.
Yours?
Corey Hurt.
Okay, there you go.
Canadian. Thanks so much for watching and being here. I hope you all have a good evening.